In the late 1800s, a group of visionaries inspired by the ideas of economist Henry George set out to demonstrate their ideas in practice. They believed in direct democracy and shared ownership of land. In the year 1900, the village of Arden, Delaware, was founded.
If you move to a town where you're told you cannot own the land, which is just not American to many people, I think if you're willing to move someplace where you don't own the land, it sets you apart from so many other people.
Well, I believe that the sense of community that everybody feels here actually stems from the Georgist principles that Arden was founded on, which is not owning the land, but paying a land rent, and that we all are in this together. So we actually, the land is in common.
I got interested in Henry George in about 1969. Not long after I moved into this house, I was elected to Arden's Board of Assessors. And I realized that although my family had been involved in the Henry George movement, my grandfather had campaigned for Henry George and was with him when he died. But I didn't know anything about Henry George, much less how to assess the rental value of land. The value of land is a socially produced value, and it measures what's produced by the community as a whole as distinguished from individuals and corporations. So it belongs to the community. And so that's basically the philosophical principle behind it.
We own the structure, and we're entitled to the fruits of our labor, but we actually pay for the use of the land every year, and we have a 99-year renewable lease. And we have direct democracy. We have 4 town meetings a year where everybody gets to have their say because the rent has to be collected. So the town has to come together at least once a year, no matter what, to elect representatives who set what the rent is in the village. And I think in some sense that's what's kept the village together.
I just asked you, are you sort of keeping your eye on the contractor?
The original working drawing is posted on the website.
Is one of them for the Arden Craft Shop Museum?
2 of them.
Yay! Thank you very much. I look forward to it.
I think the biggest difference between Arden and other places is the village practices, the government practices, where you have one person, one vote, one resident, one vote. You know, we don't have representation like a city council, so at our town assembly meeting, whatever the village has to decide, everybody gets to vote on. And that's great, but it can drag some things out that you might want to make a decision and move faster on.
The first one is progress on our vacant housing registration ordinance. Yeah.
Who are the leaseholders?
Let's see, I would like to decline that.
It's not okay. I don't know what I'm going to vote against it if I don't know.
Well, okay. So the purpose of this is they're asking for a waiver, right? And a waiver.
Leasehold land, which is owned by the trust, are split into different lots, and we sign a 99-year lease for that lot, which is transferable, so I can pass it down just like if I own it. We pay land rent to have access to that leasehold, and we own the improvements. So things like the house that are on top of it, I own that house and can move it anywhere, but the land belongs to the trustees.
I'm a very great believer in the basic idea of Georgism, which is that the land exists outside of our ownership. And that's why it's held collectively, because it predates us and it'll be here when we're gone.
The numbers go up.
We have, as usual, our quarterly financial reports on the table.
Of course, it's going to come back and throw it back at them.
Right.
People are encouraged to live lives in public, lives in shared space. There's not the kind of emphasis on retreating to your yard and having your own barbecue and your own fence, because we know that all of it is shared.
All right, second? Second. All right, all those in favor of adjourning? Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, everybody be safe, keep an eye on your neighbors. Thank you.
People want to be connected. It's what we are naturally, and this offers this by all the different committees that we have. Everybody gets involved, gets to know each other. Everywhere else I ever lived, I just said hello to my neighbor, and that was the extent of it. I might have known their name, might have not, but that was it. I could be there for years. Here I know everybody. It's wonderful.